Hello and welcome to Three Questions with my buddy Paul Falewicz with us today. Good morning, Paul. Welcome to the show.
Thanks again for having me on, Kevin.
So, Paul, here's my question for today. A little complicated, but what I find is a lot of my friends start a side business, working full time, and then they get to that point where they have to decide, should I quit my full-time job to chase this dream? Because they know they just time-wise can't take it any further without making that leap. But that scares us because we give up security, maybe our benefits to go and chase the dream. Financially speaking, how do I know when I can do it?
You really need to figure out what the future is going to bring, because again, day one, it's not going to be perfect. You're not going to be making exactly what you made in the job before. However, I worked with a landscaper the past couple of years. He, one day a week he would work on his own, then 2 days a week, then 3 days a week, and then eventually became a full-time job. So you kind of fill in the time that's needed. You need to fill in to make sure that rent and mortgage and groceries and all your personal expenses are covered. And sometimes it's just kind of a gut feel too of when you know that's going to be. But sometimes there's no perfect answer. I guess that's kind of where we're going to kind of underline this. But for most people, it's just trying to figure out where that perfect sense is going to be so that they understand their money, they understand their cash flow. And if they spent an extra, say, 20 hours in their business every week, how much more they can make. So it is kind of there will be an aha moment. There'll be a gut feel that comes on, but there is no perfect timing that happens. But if you do it the right way, it will all happen the way you want it to.
But Paul, it's scary because some of us overestimate it. Like, oh, I'm doing good. I have 3 clients. And if I quit, I'm going to get 3 more like right away. And then you don't. And you're panicking going, did I burn that bridge with my company? Can I cross back over and get that job back? You have to be realistic too, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I tell people all the time, it takes a good 18 to 24 months working full-time in your own business before it becomes a real business that, has money coming in, has consistent revenue, has consistent, clientele happening that you feel comfortable with it. And the one thing that no one will ever tell you is everything takes time. There's nothing that's an overnight sensation. So, if you're able to take a little bit of that time and understand that, and similar to the landscaper, slowly get into it, it eventually does become that full-time business. And, you need to make sure that you don't burn any bridges. You have those abilities to go back because, yeah, 3 clients might come along really quick and everything is good. And then it might take 6 months to get that 4th client. In between, you're really struggling and you're really trying to figure out what to do. So you don't want to burn any bridges. You want to make sure that you're spending the right amount of time marketing your business, going out and finding those clients and figuring out where they're going to come from. So eventually at some point in time, you're like, hey, I have too many clients. I need to hire an employee or I need to do something a little bit different at that point.
Now, Paul, is it important to have maybe some money put away if you hit that month where things just don't go the way you hope they would?
I encourage all of my clients and anyone that I talk to have a little bit of a nest egg, a rainy day fund, whatever you want to call it, just for that month where things might not be working out the way they are. So you have some money. And then hopefully when things are working out, you'll refill it and then you'll grow that nest egg so it becomes something really good. So, but you always want to kind of have that in the back pocket type of, money just laying around. I mean, back in the day when we were younger, you'd always have a $20 bill in your wallet just in case you get a flat tire, just in case something happens. So kind of that same thought process. So you have something just in case, and obviously it's a little bit more than $20 right now, but you have something that you can cover rent for a month, you can cover your mortgage, you can cover your bills, and you feel comfortable. And hopefully that nest egg will grow after a while, and then it's it's a whole different thought process at that point.
So, Paul, not to go off on a tangent here, but I feel like I'm going to do that. You also have to talk about this decision with your family. Because again, you may not be bringing in the money that you hoped that you were making last week, and it's going to have an impact on your family. You might have to put in more hours than you thought. So that has to also factor in too. It's not just financial, right?
Yeah, it's not financial. There's a lot more that goes into any of these businesses or anything that you're going to do in life. And to have a supported partner in your quest makes life a lot easier, that they're able to step in and help you once in a while, or someone just to talk to make sure that you're on the right, you're on the right path and you're doing what you need to do. Communication is very important to say, hey, it might stink for the next 6 months. And, we used to go out every Friday night. Now we might be able to do it just once a month type of deal, just so that everyone's on the same page. You have an understanding of what's going on. But a A lot of that stuff is on the personal side, and unfortunately, money hurts relationships more than probably any other situation that you're going to come across. So being honest about your money and understanding what's going on will get you one step ahead. It's not going to be the perfect thing, but at least you'll be one step ahead that you've already had that conversation.
So Paul, what's the best way for people to reach out to you? How can they learn more?
My website, which is Succentrix.com/Paul Falewicz, or they can reach out to me via email, which is my name, paul.falewicz@Succentrix.com.
Paul, appreciate you taking a few minutes to call into the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Appreciate the time, Kevin.